through love.
Oh, you know we had to do it, right? Brother empowerment.
It's been a long
Helping brothers to break through without breaking. With international viewership. That means that we are getting our message worldwide and nothing can stop us from showing our brothers and their family love. So you know we had to do it right. Come on now. Brother empowerment, we about to do it. Let's go. We love you guys. Come on,
let's go, let's go. My brother hit my phone, said, bro, let's go, let's go. We gotta build a home, we gotta build a throne, somewhere that we can roam. Let's get these brothers up to start to build each other up. It's time for us to level up in power. Yeah, we stepping up higher from the fire that ignited from the heavens up. Now it can't expire, cause my brother's always checking up. On me, put your blessings up. Homie, never letting up. On me said, call me if you need, and couldn't believe it. I finally found brothers that's healing, now I receive it, cause they invited me to breathe in all of the meaning of the true brotherly love. Just what I needed, man, it's such a vibe to build with brothers through the struggles. Man, it's such a high to have them help you through your troubles, make you feel alive. Cause as they raising your spirits, you start embracing your fearless. You can't deny that you're clearing all the demons from your heart, wishing it from the start. To any brother that wanna step in and be a part, cause it's easier to do it together than be apart. Hope to be the beacons of light that can shine in the dark.
Come on, let's go. What's going on? What's going on? What's going on? It's Thursday.
It's Brother Empowerment Day.
So if this is your first time watching the show, where have you been? Where have you been?
Yeah, we're on season 3, episode 4.
But no, seriously, if this is your first time watching, Brother Empowerment is a show designed to uplift men and their families to help them to break through without breaking, and hoping that something that is said during this conversation will leave and enrich their lives or someone they may know. This is not one of those bashing shows, so we're not going to be sitting up here talking about shoulda, coulda, woulda, but we will have sometimes very intense conversations about being open and looking at things from different perspectives. Before we get into our special guest, bro, how was your week?
Busy.
Wake up.
It was
so
busy. I have been taking care of things, but I've been doing so much running around and just, thinking about money that I have to shell out to take care of said things that I've been running around to do. So it's been really busy, man. But I am happy that I've been crossing things off my list, man. Mm-hmm. I got my annual physical today.
Running around to do so. It's been
so no, man. But I went to the doctor, got my physical today, so that was good because we talk about health on here, not only just mental health, but also physical health and emotional health. So got to keep that up because health is wealth, and I need my bag. So I definitely got to keep myself together. So went and did that. Went to the dentist yesterday. Just getting stuff taken care of, man. But it's some stuff like my AC is, on the fritz again. So I'm gonna have to get that either probably replaced. And so I'm like dreading that because HVAC units are expensive. But yeah, anyways, man, it's just been busy and I've been taking care of things, but it feels good. How about you, man?
This has been a busy week for me as well. And I've been extremely tired because Lailani's my oldest, end up going to a new school today.
Yeah.
But she started another school on Monday. So I feel like me and my wife have been ripping and running, getting stuff done. I'm so grateful my mom is here because she's been helping get this house in order. But other than that, that's really been it, man. And I feel like I've been doing a lot of great things have been happening. But here's the part about business that people don't talk about. When you start getting those contracts where you can't tell what you do, like sometimes you want to advertise like, oh, I got this contract. You're like, no, I can't. So it looks like you're not doing anything, but you're like, I'm really working and I want to share it with y'all, but I can't.
Not now, not yet.
I'll say we're in the dark. Do we look like we're in the dark? Turn the light.
You guys are kind of dark. Y'all kind of dark.
No, the light. Turn the light.
Oh.
The light, the knob. The other way. Oh, whew. Is that better?
A little better, yeah.
Great day. Okay. So let's talk about our guests. We got guests.
Yes.
Well, Bro, you're not a guest.
Yeah,
Tell the people who you are first.
You just be here.
I'm just here. I'm the guy on the couch. Hi, my name's Iconic Bond. I'm the guy on the couch.
Okay, so now our real guest. Tell the people who you are, who you is, who you be.
My name is Soulful Vision. I go by the name of Soulful Vision. I am a neo soul artist out of Augusta, Georgia. I am a spoken word poet. I wear many hats. I do a little photography as well. But primarily I am a writer. And I love writing, and that's where I fell in love and then kind of made my way into the music scene. And you can follow me on social media at Soulful Vision is my name on display right here. And just check out my music on all digital platforms. I have a couple singles up as well as some collaborations that I have with some amazing artists in the city and outside the city. And yeah, thank you for having me.
We're glad to have you on. And she's my little sister, my little cousin. Her grandmother and my mom are sisters. That's what I was about to say. But yeah, she's my little cousin. And like, this is just proof that my entire family is dope.
Yeah, y'all
well,
like,
at least on my granddaddy's side.
Y'all are like celebrities in Georgia for real because influencers, celebrities, everything.
I mean, we amazing.
Yeah.
But no, let me stop. There's some dope people on my side. There's some dope people on my side before they get mad at me. Y'all dope too. Granddaddy's dope. I'm joking. So, bro, who do we have watching?
All right, so we have She-Hulk, aka my Booski, in the building. Hey, Rasheed,
hey, Booski.
So,
hey, sis.
We got Al Howard in the building. What's going on, Al?
Hey,
man?
bro.
So we got Antoine Myers in the building. What's up, Antoine, man?
That's cousin.
Oh, I didn't see the picture, and then
that's cousin. Hey, cousin.
Wait, did he have his full name up there the last time?
Yeah, he did.
Okay,
but it's two of them now. He's 2.0.
Okay, all right.
I mean, he's 1.0, and then 2.0 come on sometimes.
Okay, what's going on, cousin?
Look at this.
Hey, whoever loves a parable is. That might be my sister. We got Mike Bassman. What's up, Bass, man?
What's up, man?
We got
oh. Yep, you did. Look at this.
We got Chanel's in the building. What's going on, Chanel?
Z5.
Yeah, you're right, Al, man. Gotta make sure we good, man. Who else we got? We got my sisters in the building, Lita Garnett. Hey, sis. She might have been Loves a Parable too.
I think she is.
Yeah.
Let's go down here.
What's up, Mike, man? We got Mike in the building.
I thought I saw Tara somewhere.
I don't know.
Maybe I just saw her in a picture.
We got Rock in the building. What's going on, Raquel, man?
What's going on?
We got the Beard, aka Ricky. He's in here too. What's up, Ricky?
Oh, now it's coming up.
Beard.
What's going on, sir? Did we miss anybody? We miss anybody?
No. If you're in the crowd and you haven't said anything, please do so we can shout you out.
Yeah, please do. So we don't want to miss anybody. Look, and then I'm gonna go fuss at Sean. So this season, like our theme song, we've been focusing on let's go.
Mm-hmm.
We want to do a lot of things that will put us in a place, in a mindset of sometimes there's an urgency to just pick up your stuff and go. Mm-hmm. Don't be entertaining no foolishness. Let's go. But also there's an urgency to let stuff go.
Right.
And then there is a command to my let's go. We're moving to the next place. So we're talking about letting go, let's go, all of those things with releasing anything that is hindering you from being the best you possible.
Yeah.
So we're going to our quotes. Y'all ready?
Yeah.
You ready, Miss Soulful Vision?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Oh, I'm gonna do J Dizzle. What's yours gonna? You can't do CG.
I have no idea, man. I need to come up with one.
Next week we're gonna have stage names up here.
So it means I gotta for the next week I gotta try to come up with a good stage name.
Yeah.
All right.
MC Fat Boy Swag. Yeah, we can't be what we always. Yeah, we're gonna come up with something, and then we probably change it every week.
No,
You can't do that.
Once I spend all the energy coming up with something good, man, I can't switch it up again.
That's bad for marketing.
Or it could be good because they don't know who's on.
I'm gonna come up with 2 stage names.
2 stage names?
I'm gonna come up with 2 stage names so that way I can switch it up.
Let's break them up. What we're gonna do? That's gonna automatically be 3.
What?
Because we'll put them together to make one name.
Okay. Okay, all right. That makes sense strangely.
Okay. So, which is appropriate. A question that sometimes drives me hazy. Am I or are the others crazy? Einstein. Ooh.
The dude. Albert Einstein was kind of crazy, but I feel like it takes a little crazy to do what he did.
He said, y'all crazy. He ain't crazy.
I mean, I'll say it like this. To the others, he might seem crazy because he's different. And Albert Einstein was very different than everybody in his time. He was on a different wavelength altogether.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like crazy is one of those words that's used like way too often. And sometimes people are quick to say something is crazy when they don't understand it or is different from the popular thing that's uniform. They're like, oh, that's crazy or this or that. Like, no, that's crazy. It's just different. And it may not even be different in a negative way. It may just be different in a way that people are reluctant to really recognize, or they don't want to step outside their comfortable box to look at it. So, I mean, I just think that crazy has a bunch of different definitions. Crazy could literally mean different from what's popular.
Mm-hmm.
What you got, Soulful Vision?
I think I have to piggyback on what he's talking about. For one, I don't agree with the word crazy. Just coming from a mental health perspective, I just don't like the stigma behind that word. But I agree with what he's talking about. That sometimes people call things crazy that they don't quite understand, and that they don't get. So definitely. But am I crazy or are other people crazy? I think we're crazy to other people just because, especially people that are outside of us, you know what I'm saying? Outside of our circle, that don't really get the layers, that we possess. So of course, it's going to be unfamiliar to them. So, yeah.
Yeah, I think to that point, that's why he says a question that sometimes drives me hazy.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, why do there always have to be some type of comparison or competition?
Yeah.
Why? Because I do something different. If I do something different from you, that doesn't mean what you're doing is wrong.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
And I think that a lot of people tend to do that. And that's what's so frustrating. But I'm going to have to yield over to the audience because they basically were saying what I believe, and along with what you guys were saying. North said, "Baby Hope."
What's up, North?
It got to be MC. It got to be Lil Baby Hope.
Babe. Yeah, they gotta know, man.
What's going on?
What's up, Sean, man? YouTube land representing.
She said we're all crazy in our own ways. Al said everyone is a little crazy. Look, Ricky said they crazy. Next quote.
He says not you, it's them. That's what Ricky said. He says not you, it's them.
Right. What's going on,
What's
Rick?
up, Rick, man?
I'll say you have to be crazy when you have a vision. You go against the grain of what people see. Danny Diesel said you're considered crazy when your perspective is outside of their exposure rim.
Oh,
That's good. That's good.
Mind blown.
Yes, that's good.
Man, your voice got.
What are you talking about?
I don't know. Danny Diesel said just because you don't think right doesn't make it wrong or crazy.
Yeah, man.
We gotta get Danny back.
Yo, yeah, man. That right there was, man. That's a serious quotable right there, man. For real.
Danny, we about to send you the link. Just like I'm joking.
What you doing next week?
I'm joking. Okay, so I agree. So let's go to the next quote. That didn't take long. Deal with yourself as an individual worthy of respect and make everyone else deal with you the same way. The Nikki Giovanni.
Yeah. I mean, I think that's a very eloquent and high class way of saying people are going to treat you how you treat yourself. You know, if you don't respect yourself and hold yourself in the highest esteem, people are just going to they're just going to be like, well, shoot, if you don't care about you, why should I? Or if you are not going to, you know, utilize the awesomeness that is you, I'm going to, and it may not benefit you, but it's going to benefit me. So, and I had to learn that the hard way, you know, having, you know, some of the experiences I did coming up as a kid, some of the trauma that I endured, I didn't have high self-confidence. It was there in spurts, but for the most part, you know, I didn't have a lot of self-confidence. And so as a result, I got, you know, attached to people that, you know, they treated me how I viewed myself, which was kind of lowly. And, you know, they got what they could from me. And then when I wanted to challenge that, they was just like, well, what did I do? And I had to realize I couldn't necessarily blame them because they were treating me how I was viewing and treating myself. I didn't view myself as someone of value. So they were just doing what I was doing.
I'm with you.
Yeah.
What do you got, Iconic? Iconic.
That's perfect. There's nothing to add. You have to see yourself as somebody worthy of respect before anybody's going to respect you, to be honest. Because just like Cordell was saying, if you don't see yourself at a certain place, at a certain level of that deserving of a certain level of respect, people are going to feed off of that. People are going to see that, and they're not going to give you that respect.
True. What you got, Soulful Vision?
Yeah, I agree. People, I'm coming. People, you have to treat yourself with respect, but I also believe that sometimes people can treat you how they feel about themselves.
Yeah.
So it can go either way. It really depends on the situation, and a lot of people project. They just project how they feel within, and even if you know your worth, sometimes they just project how they feel like your light can dim theirs or is dim theirs. So but I definitely agree with both of you there.
Or yeah,
that's
true.
Al said, learned it the hard way too. If you don't value you, then they will undervalue you. Come on.
They will undersell every time or underquote every time.
What's going on, Tam?
What's up, Tam?
Look at her with the lush couch and her.
You know what I'm saying? With the model picture.
What in the BET is this?
MC Wonderman.
He got to be like Biggie Short.
Yeah, we out of here. See y'all next week. We done.
You just have to teach the people how to treat you.
Yeah, not for real.
Make everyone else deal with you the same way doesn't always work though. That's so funny, Nor, because that's the part that bothered me. Deal with yourself as an individual worthy of respect. I would have stopped it there because I can't make you do anything.
Right.
But it's certain things that I just won't tolerate.
Right.
And I think that a lot of times people try too hard to make people do things for them. And it ain't about that. I have a choice. Meaning when I respect myself, I'm not going to allow myself to be in a space of disrespect. And I don't care who it is, family members, work, it don't matter. You don't put yourself in a place of disrespect. And it's not my job to be your teacher.
Right.
But it is my job to protect me. And to make sure that I'm okay and take care of me. That make part, you can add it because I ain't gonna be there long enough. Because Because as soon as disrespect is present, I've already made a decision. How will I allow myself to be in a presence where people disrespect? And sometimes we put ourselves
That's right.
in disrespectful situations and try to change somebody. I ain't fighting with nobody. If you don't value me already, well, I'm gonna sit there and try to give you a lesson.
Yeah,
Man, I ain't no college. You better pay tuition.
say you haven't even paid me. So, nah.
So I will add something though, right? And going with what you're saying, Jay, I think to be able to do that, you first have to see yourself as worthy of respect. Because I can say personally, like kind of like what Cordell was saying, there's multiple instances in my life where I didn't really value myself the way that I should have. I couldn't see that people were undervaluing me at the same time or disrespecting me, and I put up with it because I also didn't value myself or respect myself enough. So I let it happen. But when you get to a place where you're mentally aware of how much value you have, right, and how much respect that you should get, until you get there, I feel like that by itself will blind you from how people are disrespecting you or undervaluing you.
Oh, I agree. And that's kind of like I posted yesterday or the day before. I can't remember. But maybe it was today. I can't remember.
Yesterday.
But abuse is abuse, whether you enjoy it or not.
Yeah.
And I think that a lot of people don't realize that just because I'm in a place that I thought that I understood it doesn't take away the fact that it's still abuse. And I do agree that you have to get to a place where you respect yourself. But what I'm speaking of more instances of where people know that they're in instances where they're being in disrespectful atmospheres and they stay for the purpose of whatever that relationship will be. Yeah. This is my boss, or this is my mom, or this is my dad, this is my cousin. Man, fuck all of them. It don't matter. No one deserves to disrespect you. I don't care who they are, and you don't have to stay there for that because you are worthy of respect. Because here's the other thing.
Yes.
Whether you think that you are worthy of respect or not doesn't negate the fact that you're still worthy of respect.
Right. Yeah.
So if somebody's going to trample over you, you're already feeling like trash. When you come to the point of realizing how worthy you are, they're not worthy to be in your presence. Yeah. That's my whole point.
Absolutely.
Agreed. Yeah.
Let me see what we got. Biggie Short. I can't beatbox. Al said you can control what you respond to and who is in your inner environment.
Absolutely.
Booski said walk away from people who don't treat you as an individual worthy of respect.
Right.
Stroll on, stroll on.
Show your back.
Uh-oh, mama up in the house. She said you have to first show respect. That's Soulful Vision, mama.
Oh, okay.
That's prevision.
Okay, all right.
That's spirit.
You better show people respect.
Al said often they stay because they feel like they don't have a choice.
Or they don't see the choice.
Hey, Tara Lynn.
Hey, Tara, big sis.
Look, she's talking about yes. I don't know what we're saying yes to.
Maybe she was saying
everything.
Yes too. She's prevision.
Soulful vision. Spiritual vision. Okay. Y'all ready for the next one?
Yup.
I go.
If love is blind, then maybe a blind person that loves has a greater understanding of it. Hey, what you got, Soulful Vision? What is your soul envisioning?
That's deep. Yeah, it is. It really is. And I think although I can see, it resonates. Just for the simple fact that, we love through our senses, through our eyes and through our hearing and through our, touch, the different love languages. But if love is blind, then be a blind person that loves has a greater understanding of it. Like that's something that you have to you really have to sit with. Like if love is really blind, then maybe a blind person that loves has a greater understanding of it because they can't see. Just think about Stevie Wonder. Just think about Stevie Wonder. He can't see, but he can feel, and he loves the piano, and he loves the harmonica, and you can see that. So it's a depth to it. It's I'm thinking, I'm
I
processing.
figured.
But when I didn't
No, I
hear you.
figured. No, I saw when you looked up. I said,
Oh,
I figured.
okay, yeah, yeah. You just think about Stevie Wonder and how his love for the piano, his love for music, and he can't even see the notes, and he can't even, he can't visualize it in his mind. My name is, my artist name is Soulful Vision because I envision things, through photography or whatever on paper and stuff like that. But he can't see it, and he still has love for it. And he still loves it. Like he can feel it, touch it, see it, and with all his senses.
Yeah.
And I think it just gives him a greater love for it, because it's his.
Yeah.
Because it's his. Yeah.
What you got, Iconic?
Oh, I love this quote, man. I love this quote. We tend, just like Soulful Vision was saying, we tend to get the first feeling of love through sight. And it's a huge aspect of what sometimes makes us love something or a person. If you take that away and you still love that person, that's, I mean, I have to in most aspects really agree to this statement, because if I were to take Vision, I'm trying to think of like me and my wife, and if I was blind, would I still love my wife, right? And how would you what would that love look like? And blind, that's, I don't, it's too deep, man. This is like a whole series. Like this is yeah, I can't find the words to even express how this statement makes me feel right now.
I see it got y'all sitting there. This is what gives you inspiration to write. Like you like, let me go write about this.
Yeah, that's a
Tara
bar
said,
right there.
Deep, there's no superficial aspect. When you can't see, looks don't matter. Al said, yeah, often because we place too much value on looks. That's why some of those arranged marriages work. Then he came back with Ray Charles was judging them by the feel of their wrist.
I remember that in the movie. I remember that.
Busquets said, well, they do say when you no longer have one sense that it strengthens the other. It's real. You can't base that love purely off of the person thing you see. Danny said it was deep. He said, it's loving the imperfect, which makes the love perfect. Wow. Nor says she thinks the term love is blind is more than just the physical. I think it means that you love something or something despite its faults or imperfections, whether it be physical or otherwise. Come on. Tell it. Or is it Talib?
Talib.
Oh, so I said right. Tell it, Talib. Hey, Lenora.
What's
of
up,
Lenora Boys. Tara said, mind you, it says greater understanding. We're capable of that if we use our other senses. This statement is kind of like religion. Whatever you believe in, you can't physically see it person, but you love as if you can touch, see, actually hear them or it. There's evidence of this when folks question why something they think is ugly is with someone attractive. They get it unless they go digging. Bro, what you got?
Sorry, go ahead.
No, what you about to say?
I wanted to go back to what Rashia was saying, like how it's equivalent to religion, right? Because we love God, but we can't see him. Is that a greater form of love than loving a person that you can't see?
Well, I mean, then the bigger argument is we can't see him, but we see him in people.
Mm-hmm.
Right, but like the physical, right? I'm talking about the physical aspect, right?
Yeah, I think that goes right back to what Nora was saying, and I agree too that when we think about see, we only think about vision.
Mm-hmm.
Where there are certain words, like, for instance, see also means to behold.
Yeah.
Or it also means to listen, as in let me get your attention. So I think that what I like about that even more is you can have full sight and be blind to something.
Correct.
You can have full sight and be blind to something. You can also be so engulfed in something that you become blind. So what I like about it so much is love is boundless.
Mm-hmm.
And so when you get to a place where you live a life led by love, you do become blind to the distractions that would deter you from love.
That goes in line with what I was thinking.
I don't think it has anything to do with physical sight as much as it has everything to do with not losing or not missing the mark.
Yeah. Yeah.
So are you saying that you agree with that statement, Jay?
Hold on. Al said, you see and feel the effects and evidence of God adding to you. And then Gwen came back and said, sometimes you only see what you want to see. Come on.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
No, I don't think that this is a statement. I don't look at this as a statement of whether it's an affirmation, like affirming something, as much as it's something to consider. I look at this as more of a reflective statement.
Yeah,
it is. Yeah.
Like this is something to think about because sometimes we all need different ways to get there. So I look at this as a great reflective statement in regards to love and its full capabilities of what it could do if we allow it to consume us.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna be reflecting on this for a while.
Yeah, no, I definitely agree.
Same.
Yeah.
You was about to say something, or you good?
Yeah.
I'm gonna say because you think it's so hard, I feel it.
No, because I mean it confused me at first because when people often say love is blind, they're talking about the whole like physical. You don't care about people looking, blah blah blah. But I looked at after really sitting with this and hear what everybody had to say. I looked at it as like even with sight, love doesn't use sight. It's more of an innate thing for me. And so, in my opinion, and so it's like when I first met Rashia, of course I saw her visually, but my spirit reached out to her. It wasn't a visual thing. And so that's why when I see this and says love is blind, that's what I think of. Love is saying that, love doesn't care about what you see physically.
Well, and it's so funny because like, if you think about what Eve said in her song, love is blind, it takes over your mind.
Mm-hmm.
So she wasn't talking about physical sight.
Right. Yep.
And I think that sometimes we get to places where the way that we physically or intentionally depend on our senses, our body doesn't synthesize it the same way.
Right. Yep, exactly.
Because we know something tastes good before we even taste it because we told ourselves that.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
You see what I mean? We know something is going to feel good before we even feel it, because we told ourselves that. And even when we feel something, it feels greater when the touch is already there, especially when it's a touch you're anticipating. You're like, I want that touch to touch me, but when it touches, it intensifies because we've already saw the touch. We've already saw the experience. None of this is about physically seeing.
Right. Yep.
This is not about having eyesight. This is about having insight.
Yes.
And I think that we miss that. And sometimes we don't appreciate insight enough. We don't appreciate going back kind of to the other statement about respect. We don't respect ourselves enough to trust our instinct.
Yeah.
We don't value ourselves enough to really sit there for a moment and say, if I'm uncomfortable, I'm uncomfortable for a reason. Or if I feel like home, why does this feel like home and I don't feel like home in my own home?
Right.
Or why do I have a connection with these individuals, but I don't have a connection with these that I've known my whole life?
Yep.
We don't trust that enough. And we try, and what we do is talk ourselves out of blindness into sight. Because being blind don't make sense.
Right.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to think on that too. I'm with you. So I'm not gonna think that one.
This is a reflective. I'm even thinking of it as kind of like a litmus test. Like that you could possibly, like, at least for me, like I'm gonna start thinking about things. If I couldn't see this physically, do I still love it? And is it actually love if I don't love it, if I don't see it? Right, it's almost even a litmus test too.
The body, because the brain, through automatic behaviors, you function through conditioned programming. I agree. I agree. Yeah, that's heavy.
Yeah, that's like boulder, man, for real.
Heavy for me. I always bear in mind that my mission is to leave behind me the kind of impression that will make it easier for those who follow.
Yeah.
I always bear in mind that my mission is to leave behind me the kind of impression that will make it easier for those who follow.
Yeah, I mean, I think to me, it says, the goal is to leave behind a legacy that will be worthy of either continuing or, continuing. Or I guess in the case of maybe if you have kids, them following in the path that you laid down. That's what that says to me, to live a purpose life and leave behind, a legacy that is purposeful. That's
Come on. You preach, Bishop.
No, I was just,
What a fellowship. Yeah. What you got, Soulful Vision? I feel like that other statement just put her in like I'm ready to write now. You ready to write?
I'm ready to process and reflect, I think. I just went that's why I was quiet. I was like, some stuff just stopped me in my tracks like that. But so yeah, I like this quote. Just thinking about just me as an artist in general, and the lyrics that I write, I want them to be long lasting. So I don't want them to just be relevant right now, or whenever I wrote like Let Go. I want them to be relevant like 10 years from now. So if it's for my nephews, if it's for my future kids that I have in the future, it can be relevant to them, so definitely I want to leave behind the kind of expression that will make it easier for people to follow. So just living a purposeful life. I think at a young age I've always been purpose driven and always had the intent to or had in mind that people are watching me. I have a big family, a lot of nieces and nephews, and I know they watch me, like really watch me foot to foot. What you doing? You know, where you going? And I want them to see an example of somebody who is purpose driven. So yeah.
Iconic.
For some reason, the only thought that comes to mind when I read this, because it's real wordy. I always bear in mind that my mission is to leave behind me the kind of impression that will make it easier for those who follow. It reminds me of being a parent. I'm trying to do the best that I can as a father. So when I do pass, whatever road that I have paved for my children is not a difficult road. It is an easy road. And I feel like, so I've always heard these two different types of schools of thought in parenting, right? Like if you're a successful parent, you know, you shouldn't leave your kids a lot of money. You shouldn't leave them, you know, they got to work hard for blah, blah, blah. And I understand the concept behind it, but also you're making the road hard for them when you have the ability to make the road easy for them when you pass. Instead of teaching them how to use these blessings in order to continue forward with ease, you want to keep those blessings from them because you want them to suffer so they can, you know, work hard for whatever. And I understand the concept behind it, but for some reason, that's the only thing that comes to mind when I read this is like Marian Anderson, whoever that is, I'm not sure who that person is, but is trying to say when they pass, they want to make sure that whoever they left this legacy to, it's easy for them to continue down that road.
Yeah.
She's a famous Black singer.
Oh, okay.
Like a historic icon.
Clearly, I don't know my history.
It's okay. Somebody else said the same thing. Whoever it was wordy. So it's okay.
That was Al.
That was Al, I think.
Yeah.
Tara, going back to the other statement, talking about she don't even think that Chris Jimmy thought this deep. And she was saying about this statement, it literally means like paving the way.
Mm-hmm.
And look, here go Al. This person just wanted to be wordy. This should be a motto for those who aspire to inspire true leadership. Come on.
Yep.
All right.
Uski. Look, MCJ Swag and C Thought. Mm-hmm. Fat need to be in there.
Too close to Black Thought. Can't do it.
Crumb Thought.
See idea.
So what you got, bro?
I went first.
Oh, you know what kept me
listening.
out with this statement? I kept making it. I wanted it to rhyme and have a whole rhythm because it was like I always bear in mind that my mission is to leave behind. Mm-hmm. That's why I kept pausing at me, but it really should be I always bear in mind that my mission is to leave behind me. Mm-hmm. Yep. But I kept stopping at behind and mine. And then I was like, well, if that's the case, I went straight poetic. I was like, me, the kind of impression that will make it easier for those who follow me. And so I was like, she should have just said me. It would have been perfect. But I think this is a great accountability statement.
Yeah.
And I think that this is a great example of a tree. Knowing when to be the roots, when to be the trunk, and when to be the branches, and when to provide the shade. And this is a great example of sometimes you need to provide the shade to allow other things to grow.
Yeah. Yep. Absolutely.
And I agree with Iconic a lot because this debunks that whole thing. Like, I don't like they got to learn the hard way.
Yeah.
Man, that's stupid. If you learn the hard way, well, I got to learn your way. Let me learn a new way.
Right.
I got to keep going through that same cycle of learning it the hard way.
Yeah.
Teach me the lesson and let me learn a new lesson. I can teach you something.
That's one of them we talked about. Well, this is back in the first.
Right.
We talked about those problematic heirlooms that people pass down to generations. That's one of those things. They got to get it tough. Like they got to get out the mud like I did. Well, if you done got out the mud and did all that, why can't you see them? Why can't your kids see you spraying yourself off and you tell them, hey, look, this is what got me muddy. Don't do this because you won't be dirty. And they can be better. Like, why both y'all got to get dirty and get out the mud?
Exactly. And it's hot outside.
And what's crazy is we're the ones that do that,
Yeah,
right? Like, it's our people that have this mindset.
Mm-hmm.
And instead of elevating the next generations, you know what I'm saying? Instead of elevating the next generations and leaving a path for them to continue to elevate, we start them back at the floor. We're like, nah, you gotta start at the bottom.
So instead of us putting them on our shoulders, we throw them in the mud and say, "Yep, go ahead,"
and then say, "No, you dirty."
Right? Like what? Yeah.
You push me in the mud, but then get mad for me for being dirty, and then want to call me out for being dirty.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, that's another good one. Look, see idea.
CID.
I can't stand y'all.
I'm gonna keep that one though. Okay, my humanity is bound up in yours, for we can only be human together. The Desmond Tutu.
Huh. It's interesting.
What the world needs.
I mean, to me, that speaks of like the communal aspect of us as human beings. That we're not we're not a species that's supposed to be isolated. We're way better off as a unit, as a group. And so I guess it's just saying that, together is when we can be our best. When we're isolated, we're not really at our best, and we can't achieve the greatness that we are destined to if we're all just separated. That's what that says to me.
Al said, there's a middle ground as a parent. This is kind of going back to the last statement.
Mm-hmm.
Middle ground as a parent can teach them to be appreciative of the journey.
Right.
I don't think you can teach people to be appreciative of the journey.
Which journey? No
journey. Like being appreciative is solely intrinsic.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Because what you want me to do is acknowledge or affirm feelings the way that you deem appreciative, but I can appreciate something and I may not be like doing it the same way.
Right. Yep.
Like a good example, my oldest, like when you shock her with something that's really awesome, it's going to appear that she doesn't appreciate it. But really what happened is she went into a shock and she like why you did this?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? It's not that she didn't want it. It just stunned her. So many people will look at her like, oh, she don't appreciate nothing.
Mm-hmm.
No, she appreciate the way she appreciate. It's just not the way that we thought it would be. Whereas my youngest, she jump up and down. Oh, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. My oldest, you probably get a thank you like 6 months later. Like, that was dope what you did for me 6 months ago. Like, it finally registered. And I feel like we put pressure on it. But the thing about building is you may not, I go through this journey so you don't have to.
Mm-hmm.
It's not, and I hate when parents do this, like try to make a kid understand what the parent worked through to provide them that opportunity.
Mm-hmm.
Well, a kid ain't supposed to know that.
Right.
A kid ain't supposed to know about paying bills. A kid ain't supposed to know about that. But they will come a point in their life where you are paving the way for them to experience things that you know absolutely nothing about.
Yeah.
And I think we keep, it's like we building that sand house on the beach.
Mm-hmm.
We want them to keep building, but let the water come down versus building that foundation and allowing them to build and experience things we know nothing about.
Yeah. I agree, bro. I do.
Let me see. Nor said impression for me translates as influence or things that I have taught to the future generations. She's so wholesome.
Yeah, that makes sense.
How you get this wholesome wife? Oh, she's amazing.
I don't know, bro. She just, I don't know.
You're amazing, Nor.
Can I just say, all right, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I was actually going to go to the comment before. We're talking about,
this
appreciating. One? Yeah, can't teach them to be appreciative of the journey. I think, and the reason I'm going to say this is because something that I had posted a few days ago about something my son asked me. Right? He said, why do you have to go to work to make money? Can you not just stay at home and make money? To me, that means he sees my journey. He saw a part of my journey. He sees that for me to be able to provide, I have to do this thing that keeps me away from them, right? Mm-hmm. So he's seeing the journey. And my goal is to put him in a position where he doesn't have to do the same thing that I'm doing.
Mm-hmm.
So I think as far as appreciating the journey, if you're open with your children, man, and they're around and you're around your children, they're going to see your journey whether you like it or not.
Yeah.
You don't even really have to teach them to be appreciative. You could teach them how to handle certain situations, but they're going to see you struggling. They're going to see if you allow them to see. Now, I'll tell you this. I grew up in a home where my parents didn't let me see nothing. I didn't see nothing. When I was a little kid, I didn't know what was going on. It wasn't until I got older that I realized everything my father had to sacrifice in order to give us the life that we had.
Mm-hmm.
So it just depends on, anyway, yeah.
No, I agree.
I do too. I agree too, man.
Still being appreciative, whether it's different or not. What? What?
No, I'm saying that. Yeah.
I think that's part of the problem when knowing nothing about the journey or about the work it took. I don't think that's your responsibility to know about the journey and the work it took for you.
Right.
But a child don't need to know about the work it took you. They got their own journey.
They're still developing and seeing about life. They're a kid. You want them to. It sounds like you want to smash up a lifetime's worth of experience and deposit it into them.
No, our old school. I know where that's coming from.
As far as like
that's old school. That's how we was raised for real. Like, like he's like parents for some reason wanted to instill what they went through. Mm-hmm. Like they're like, get out here and fix this car or fix this. Right. No, I don't want to do that. You don't appreciate nothing. I do appreciate. I just don't want to do it.
Yeah.
And what I do is just like being a first generation college student. I remember going to college. Everybody told me when I struggled was like, well, why are you going to college anyway? Just come home. Mm-hmm. Because none of them went to college. Mm-hmm. So it didn't make sense to do something you really didn't like because they didn't understand the other side of that. You see what I mean? Mm-hmm. But other things they instilled because they knew. So that's why I'm saying, like, I had to finish college because I wanted to give those who followed me a different experience and know that graduating Augusta and working at it was TRW at the time. You remember TRW? It was TRW or working at one of the plants, something in Augusta, and that's what you do. Get your $17 an hour, and you make that money, and you might get 19 by the time you 40 or 50, and then you stay there till you retire. So it's like I get what he was saying with it. I just think that that's kind of destructive and it limits us.
Right. Yeah, I agree. Those things that we pass down that we got to do away with.
On this ring of love. Oh, let me go back to this because I don't know
what was the new quote.
My humanity is bound up in yours, for we can only be human together. She-Hulk said the child's journey will look different anyway based upon evolution. Teach and guide them. They will appreciate their own journey. Or maybe not. They might be like, the hell with this. I don't want to do that. What you about to say about this, bro?
I'm gonna be a little bit negative. I'm gonna go against this because we can be good humans, and there could be a group of people that don't care about anybody else but their people. That does not mean that my humanity is bound by them. Right? We're going through this right now. We have people in this country right now that don't care about humanity. They care about their own skin. That's it. I and we care about each other. It doesn't matter looks or what religion, background, whatever. We care about each other, and we have, we're human together. But this other group of people that doesn't want to be human with us, I don't feel like my humanity should be bound by them. So basically this statement is saying that unless everybody is human together, then nobody has humanity.
I think it's the other way. It's saying that the essence of humanity is bound in us being human. Mm-hmm.
But it's saying that we can only be human together.
That's what humanity is.
Right. But if there's a group of people that refuse to be together, does that make the rest of the people that want to be human together less, have less humanity because it's bound by others, right? Does that make sense? Am I understanding the statement right?
It's a yes and a no. I get what you're saying, but I think his focus was on humanity, not the human. Your focus is on the human and not the humanity. You flipped it. You went straight to the human individually, and you focused on that. And what he's saying is that's the problem, because we are focusing on us individually and not focusing on what the essence of humanity is about.
Yeah.
To your point, you proved his point.
Okay, I see now. Yeah, when I first read it, I was like, oh, hell no. I was like, we humans in here, man. I don't care about them out there.
I'll say he agreed with Iconic. You have to have immunity whether they have it or not. If you are the only person left in the world, you are still human.
Yeah. I think Al, you're going the same way with what the Iconic was, and focusing on the specific versus the whole, which is what Desmond was talking about.
2-2.
As a unit. 2-2.
Oh, there we go. Humanity. Okay, we can go back now. You have to have humanity whether they have it or not.
Right.
If you are the only person left in the world, you're still human. Ooh. Do y'all want to try one more quote?
Just do it.
Got time?
You want to try one more quote? Soulful Vision?
Sure.
It's a bar. Like that Love is Blind.
Sure.
Oh, perfect.
Oh.
Sure.
Life is what you make it. I hope you make a movement. Bishop Nipsey Hussle.
Bishop. Imam Nipsey Hussle.
Yeah.
Honorary Bishop.
Yeah. So, I mean,
Most High.
This literally says to me, make the most out of the life that you have and make it worth something. Make it worth it, period. But make it also something that affects that, again, legacy, because movements affect whole groups of people. So make it have a legacy, a purpose-driven life, have a legacy that affects big groups of people or large groups of people.
I would say that I agree with this quote too. And just look at it's unfortunate that he's not here anymore. But he has made his life a movement. You see a lot of people, just even with his clothing brand, just even with the quote, it's a marathon. So he is an example of this quote. He and just piggybacking on the quotes that we've talked about throughout this segment, he left his imprint on this world. And again, it's unfortunate that we don't see the impact or the movement until people are gone. But definitely, life is what you make it, and it's a movement, and you just have to keep it moving. And people see you, and people are influenced by what you're doing, and that's just the matter of it, of realizing that what you're doing is important, and it is a movement. So, yeah,
that's awesome.
Yeah.
For Neek, hey
Tal.
She said, "First time tuning in. I have enjoyed you all." Oh, thank you.
Yeah, she works with Uncle Marcus.
Hey, thank you. Y'all, you got anything iconic?
So I really love that we all interpret everything differently somewhat. The way that I interpreted this is, don't let your life be stagnant. Right? You have the ability to actually produce results, to produce I don't want to use movement. I'm looking for another word, but to allow your life to move forward. So the way that I interpret it is don't allow your life to become stagnant. A lot of people just live, but they're not going anywhere. Nothing moves, for 30, 40 years, kind of like what Jay was saying about the people that work in the plant. They work there for their whole life and they don't move. There's no movement in life. It's the same thing day in and day out. So the way that I interpret this is to continue always searching for the next step to cause movement within your life. There has to be a next, always in pursuit of the next thing. That's how I interpret it.
Word.
Mm-hmm.
I went first.
I can't remember no more. Nor said, if only more people follow this advice, if you live your life stagnantly, look at that, it does you no good. We must evolve. She's so wholesome.
She plagiarized what I just said.
No, I feel like you plagiarized what she said.
I didn't even see what she said.
I feel like Nora just be sitting outside and butterflies and stuff be flying around her head.
She loves butterflies. There's butterflies all over this house.
The sunlight just be following her when she walking around and stuff. And then there's a man.
Right. The dark
guy on the couch. Guy on the couch.
Yeah, I would go with the same thing. And I think that this is a challenge. Two things about this have made this so powerful. I just wish that we would change the narrative of we making movements once we're dead. Why can't we honor the work of the living and stand behind that? I've kind of been in that reflective. So this one kind of stuck with me a lot because we've lost a lot of people in my family this year. And one of the things that I was fighting with, and we've talked about this a lot. I remember when the third death happened. It was when my birth father died. And I remember telling the client, when my aunt died, I told the client I was working on a website. And I said, hey, I'm going to have to pull back off of this website. And the very first thing that came out the client's mouth was, you got to be kidding me. And I was like, okay. I didn't apologize. I said, okay. So I said, well, we can discontinue services altogether. And I immediately just ended their contract. The next person, I said, when my birth father died, third death, they said the same. They said something similar, but they were like, "Oh, I wasn't going to talk to you until this day." So I started to realize that people lose focus of what you're doing for them or what you are doing, and think that the service that you provide is some type of slavery or some type of debt that they never paid. Like, I'm giving you a service that if you went somewhere else, you would pay a whole lot more for. And I give you things on top of that service, like advice and things like that. Like, I don't just do it and all of that, but you forget why I'm doing this. And then the very first thing that come out of all of their mouths is, you're supposed to be about love. Don't talk to me about something you know absolutely nothing about because you haven't taken one of my classes.
Right.
You don't know what we are about. You have an assumption. And so for me, a lot of times when you see this, many of us are probably making movements, but we have a thing about honoring valued life. So what movements can you connect to that you don't even see? Like, there's someone sitting there right now that needs it. And everyone who talks about this show, the reason why we started this show, not only to uplift brothers and their families and all of that, we wanted to provide opportunities for people that may not have it. That's why our fan base or our audience and our viewership, we don't care about sharing that. We want them to have it. You see what I'm saying? And so the movement sometimes is the collective move, which is showing that we are in this together.
Yes.
So, Soulful Vision.
Yes.
Do you have something in your back pocket that you would like to close us out with?
Not my back.
What about front pocket? What about side?
Pocket the shirt. Got pocket the shirt.
I want to hear some bars.
I ain't even got no pockets today. Ain't no
Look
pockets
over-
on my pants today.
You ain't got nothing you want to share?
Yeah. I can do a poem. I can do Grandma's Wisdom.
Okay, go ahead.
I think it's a good end.
She's like, let me look it up. Let me get it. Go find
I
that
know
pocket.
it by heart. Yeah, I know it by heart. I actually did this poem last week at a show that I was so honored and grateful to be a part of. Actually, it was show here in Augusta, Georgia. But this poem is called Grandma's Wisdom. I hope y'all enjoy. My grandmother, she came to me in a dream. She sat on the side of my bed like a watchman in the night as my protection. She said, hey, my baby. Everybody can handle something as good, as sweet as you. You are the epitome of milk and honey. Some people are lactose and not everybody knows and understands the value of you. And baby, everybody can't go where God is taking you. I see what you've been going through. And God is calling you high. When will you retire the desire to stay in a comfort zone that you cannot evolve in? Are you afraid of growth, or is it that you don't want to change who you are and answer the call? And why won't you give your all to the gifts God has blessed you with to glorify Him and bless always? She said, baby, you can't run from yourself. And though sometimes I know you get tired of yourself, and this work can be so full of spite and depression, it remains high in your bloodstream, high enough that you can hear your own silent screams, deep enough that you can't just pray it away when you look into the mirror and try to find the significant things that hold together the pieces that make you learn to love yourself. Because the imperfection of your exterior is not the immaculate conception of your interior beauty. She said, don't you ever be ashamed of what God has made of you. She said, baby, there are people who would try to guilt you into believing that there is something wrong with you. And you know that spiritual warfare. Know that we fight not against this flesh and blood, but against spiritual wickedness in high places. So the attack that you are feeling on your spirit is because you are anointed. It's because you have been appointed. Well, I laid there. Yeah. I laid there in a dream which seemed so real, a presence that I had been longing for since February 2017. The answers that I had been searching for, though I did not know what questions to ask, a grandmother's wisdom. Sitting on the side of my bed as a transcending angel from the heavenly skies, she was reminding me not to run back to what made me start running. She was singing to me. She said, ain't no need to worry what the night is gonna bring. Yeah. She said it'll be all over in the morning. She sung to me. She said, ain't no need to worry what the night is gonna bring. She said it'll be all over in the morning. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yes.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah.
Bars.
Thank you.
I told y'all my family is dope.
Bars and melodies.
Yeah.
Yeah. Ooh, it did.
I don't know where we're gonna go after that. You started crying?
No.
He about to cry.
We're going home.
He about to cry. We gotta do positive brother shout out, no?
Yeah, then we're gonna go home.
Okay. Look at this. Look at that. Bars.
Share your information, sis.
Look, they say they love that. That was awesome.
Thank you.
You got to put her Instagram handle in the comments.
Look, she got a brother on. Go ahead. I'll say yes.
Yeah.
Proud of you.
Thank you.
Proud of you. Proud of you. And I told
Thank
you,
you.
we'll do everything that we can to support you
Yep.
and make sure that the world know everything about you. You're very gifted. You're very talented.
I want to collab.
Thank you.
Ooh.
Yeah, we can do that. We can do that. Yes, definitely.
Yeah, that's just like dope.
Mm-hmm.
Whew. Okay, positive brother shout out.
Yes.
Okay, because this is when we take an opportunity to shout out those who probably don't get recognized as often, who are making positive strides in our community or connected to us. So who are some brothers you'd like to shout out?
First.
She baking.
My bad. She was quiet. I was like, does she know she's supposed to go first?
I'm gonna shout out one of my good friends. He's an artist in the city here. He does amazing work. He's a great lyricist. The Kid Justice. You can check out all his music on all digital platforms. He's really amazing, and I wish people could see that he is. So I'm gonna shout out him. You can follow him at the Kid Justice on all platforms to check out his music. So yeah, check him out. He's doing great things. So proud of him and all the work that he's doing. I actually have a song that I collabed with him on, so you can check that out as well. So shout out to the Kid Justice. Yeah.
When it's all over, make sure you put all those links in the comments so we can follow who we need to follow, okay?
Yeah, absolutely.
Sure.
Who you got, Iconic?
Today, I'm going to dedicate my brother shout out to you, Jay. For the little while that I've known Jay, he has been a person who is loving and caring, empathetic. He's always looking for opportunities to help everybody around him elevate. And it's so amazing to see it and to experience it, because it's not something that I've ever seen so in such a pure form, to be completely honest. I mean, this man will just be sitting there all day just thinking about how he can help the people around him, and he just does it, and it's so amazing to me. And Jay, I appreciate you for that, man. I love you for that, brother. Like, you're teaching me to become a better person just by showing that example. So thank you.
Say something quick. Go. Thank you, bro.
Well, usually I go with Jay first, but he gonna go last today because I can't do that twice. So I definitely want to give a shout out to all the activists and all the different communities that are all the brothers that are on the ground, 10 toes down, because those brothers often don't have a lot of community support, especially when they're not looking for a camera or posting everything they do on social media. There's quite a few activists out there that have been doing work for years, and they don't have community support. Community activists need community support, because if they don't have that, they're really doing everything by themselves. And when the stuff gets tough, they're really out there on their own. And when they're gone, people are looking for them, but those same people didn't help them when they had a chance to when they were out there. So I'm going to shout out all those brothers, because they're doing what a lot of people are afraid or too lazy to do. You know, they're really being the change that they want to see in their community, in the world, in their lives, period. So I want to shout out every single one of those brothers, because they do not get the recognition they deserve, because they aren't looking for recognition. And so I definitely want to shout out Ahmed and all the other brothers that are on tonight with us. A lot, E, Sean, Ricky, Al, all y'all brothers. And last but certainly not least, I definitely want to shout out my brother Jay, because not only is his light like a supernova, but Jay is the shining example of you can be your best self and also sharpen other people and help them be their best selves. One does not take away from the other, and they both enhance the other.
Oh, okay. So y'all gonna try to make me cry, but I'm not gonna do it. Forget y'all. I actually want to shout out Tadal today, man. Mm-hmm. Me and Tadal had a long conversation earlier today, and he reminded me of so many things, right? Mm-hmm. But one of the things that he said that was so powerful, he said, let people catch what they're going to catch, because this is life and you're going to maneuver anyway. Mm-hmm. And that stayed with me because people gonna catch they want to catch a cold, catch a fever, catch COVID, catch an attitude. It don't matter. They're gonna catch what they want to catch. Yeah. And I have no jurisdiction over that. And he really encouraged me, but he also just reminded us of the work that we're doing and how, because some days, I'm gonna tell you now, I was just talking to Sean about this earlier, and I talk to you every day about it. Some days we feel like we just spinning wheels because we're doing a lot of work and we're trying to help, but there are some people that literally try to shut down everything that we do. I mean, it's like they just wake up and say, who am I going to mess with today and try to make their world a living hell? Yeah. And it seems like we get them like, why you want to play with us? We not the ones. So there have been several frustration moments, and we just continue to persevere. But I say we continue to persevere because it's pure, but because I'm connected to so many amazing brothers who want the same. You know, like Cordell, we didn't know what we was gonna be doing, and you just be trusting me aimlessly, just foolishly trusting. Like I question a lot of stuff about you. I question your life choices because you just like, yeah, let's do it. And anytime, no matter how wild or how crazy it is, you have always been like, let's do it, let's do it, let's do it. And we continue to get these same crazy people that love us unconditionally and that are always there, like Ahmed. He just came out of nowhere, fell out of the sky, and just be following us, doing crazy stuff with us. But we all are doing it in the name of love. Ricky is the same way. Al, we met Al. Al was on the very first planning committee for Brother Empowerment. You know, it's so funny. Like all of us are still close, and I couldn't do what I do without the support of my brothers. In making Brother Empowerment such a success. So guys, don't think that we don't even know. And it's so funny. I used to work with my cousin's brother, and I didn't know Marquise. And he is the same way. He's a light. And I'm like, oh, I'm so glad that he's a light and he's a positive example. And it's like light recognizes light. And there's so many light-filled people. And I have to remind myself, and whoever's listening, I want you to remind yourself too. Light and darkness cannot coexist. Light will always cast out darkness. So don't get upset and don't be mad when a dark person leaves your life. Yeah. No matter how long you've known them. Yeah. Yeah. All right. Yeah. So what we're going to do, man, we're going to go ahead and head out. Hey, cuz, stay on. But like we tell people every time, like, if you feel that nobody else in this world loves you or care about you, you just met 4 people who truly do, 4 people who care for you. Yeah. Make sure you connect with us, and we will see you guys next week.
Because as they raising your spirits, you start embracing your fearless. You can't deny that you're clearing all the demons from your heart, wishing it from the start. To any brother that want to step in and be a part, because it's easier to do it together than be apart. Hope to be the beacons of light that can shine in the dark.